who the hell knows with these things? It seems like there's no real rhyme or reason. But if there ever was a case for an appeal, he's got it. He 100% has it. He's also, unfortunately, probably been robbed of millions of dollars, because if he wins that fight, the rematch is even bigger. Now, to his point, there's a rematch clause that Gervonta...
Sure, but I actually understand why the New York State Athletic Commission did not want to overturn the result. Basically, they're saying that rounds 10, 11, and 12, they don't know how Gervonta Davis and even Lamont Roach would have adjusted to their fighting strategies and all that if a knockdown had been scored. Obviously, that changes the trajectory of the fight when you have...
Tank stepped into the ring against Lamont Roach expecting another night of dominance, but instead he walked away with more controversy than victory. Since then, Tank has met a fair share of backlash from the fight, with fans telling him that he should have lost. But it doesn't stop here. With the legal issues currently on his table, we might see him leaving the sport soon.
They upheld the draw, but they said the referee should have counted as a knockdown. So they said it was a knockdown, but they wasn't going to change the decision.
But to be fair, this doesn't come as a surprise, since Tank had already predicted 2025 would be his final year in boxing. Just that right now it might not be his choice. From the start of the fight, Tank's confidence was on full display, telling Roach outright, "You're not going to win," as if he had already decided the outcome. But when the fight went the full distance, it became clear that things had not played out the way he envisioned, and that's what has brought around all the heat to his corner.
How they go off of Gervonta Davis taking a knee and then going midway, Steve Willis, doing the 4 count and then stops it.
That was crazy.
And then they allow it, and then they call it a draw, and then they say they try to overturn it, but they can't overturn it. It's already done. The gig is up. And then they keep it a draw, but they change the rules.
If I'm a boxer, if I get dropped, I'm gonna tell the ref to stop.
Yeah.
Tank did it.
Yeah.
Hey, stop. No.
Yeah, you got to finish that count.
Yeah.
When Floyd got hurt, he hurt his hand, and one of his hands he touched. I don't even think he touched the canvas, but they started right away, giving him the 8 count, giving him a 10 count at least. He beat it. But this is my problem with today's sport of boxing, is that everyone's changing their sanctioning rules, and they make them, and they create them. But
the judges ruled the fight a draw, and while Davis might have been content to leave it at that, Roach's team had other ideas. Almost immediately, Roach's camp pushed for the result to be overturned, arguing that their fighter had done more than enough to secure the win. However, after reviewing the case, the commission ultimately decided that the draw would stand. That ruling should have closed the book on the matter, but Roach's team wasn't ready to let it go. Instead, they turned their focus to a different argument, one that could have serious consequences for Davis. Midway through the fight, Tank did something that had fans, analysts, and now the commission raising their eyebrows. After taking a knee, he called for a towel, essentially signaling for a timeout. That is not how boxing works, and the rules are clearly written and told to the fighters before the fight.
Quick rinse, back in. Don't throw anything into the ring. Need my attention for anything, go through the inspectors. Okay. Just another fight. Just another fight. No need to get too deep about it. All right, just another fight. All right, been here before, know what it's all about. So, I'll see you in the...
There are no timeouts, no pauses for breathers. When a fighter takes a knee, it is up to the referee to make a count and determine if they can continue. And this is another base of the whole legal heat coming at Tank. According to Lamont Roach's lawyers, Tank did something in the ring that shouldn't happen and was never held accountable to them. This just shows how awful the sport is, favoring the top fighters. Their argument lies on Tank being one of the fans' favorite, cannot get a harsh ruling to maintain the fan base to them. Tank should face the consequences of his actions, even if it means revoking his boxing license.
That should have been an 8 count. The ref is a very professional ref. He's one of the best in the world, but he made a big mistake right there. He helped the star, and when you know who the star is and who you're protecting, you still have to be fair, man. You still have to be fair because Roach walked away with the draw, but he should have been champion right now. And even though they already promised him a rematch, they already told him, I'm pretty sure they already told him how much he's gonna make in the rematch. He's still not a champion right now, and he should. Sometimes fighters prefer being a world champion than getting that big purse, because being a world champion is something special to them. And even though Roach is already a world champion at 130, but moving up to being a two division champion, beating somebody like Tank, is huge for him, for his career, for his family, for his trainer, for everybody. I think that should have been a knockdown.
And if there's anyone who has been adding on to this, it's Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, never one to stay quiet on boxing controversies, has again weighed in on the situation during an appearance on the Ring Champs with AK and Bark podcast. He did not hold back criticizing Davis for his performance against Roach and questioning the legitimacy of the result. Tank did what he usually does, give away the rounds. And Lamont always had an answer for everything. Garcia said anytime Tank even had a little sense of trying to pick it up, Roach always came back, and I felt like he boxed perfectly for me. For Garcia, the real issue is not just the scoring, it is the way Tank fought. He believed Tank lacked aggression and that Roach had figured him out, making it a fight that should have had a different outcome.
Who we looking to fight next after this fight? Like, Tank over, win, lose, draw, whatever. Who you want next?
If y'all don't know, even after I beat Tank, I'm gonna go back down to 130 and smoke that I got down there 130. All the champions, I got smoke with all the champions. I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130. So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are, hopefully I can just line them up and take them out. It's good fights. The fights the champions are Lomachenko, Shakur, and I never got from Ukraine. Dennis Barranchik or something like that.
I thought you and Shakur was really. I think people in the comments that actually want that fight, aren't they?
They would do something that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, it'd be a great fight.
Yeah, they could fight. Shakur could